Who else we have? Music. Maria. Great to see everyone. Patriot 5 and Patriot 6 here tonight. Guys, there's a lot going on. And I know I hate to be a person to say this, but there's a lot of things going on behind the screens. Hi, Janet. A lot of things, but I wanna talk about the kids real quick. Jimmy, I was sent something today about the beds, and it shows them, one of them. And Mike told me to share this with you, and I didn't get a chance to do it, but I will post it on the Telegram page, so there will be something there that Mike got for us. And Mike, you sent me a picture of little Leona, but you didn't send the picture. You said, look at how I bounce, and there was nothing there. But that's okay. It's the thought that counts. Patriot 11, just keep hanging in there. Have fun as a kid. Patriot Karate Kid and Patriot Wyatt Earp. You know, your mommy has decided that she's taking a break, so I don't even know if you're listening anymore. But I will tell you this: when you wished me a happy birthday the other day, it really made my day. It really did. Patriot Princess, our little queen, and Patriot, our ball player, and Patriot Hunter. You know, I'm going to be sending you that gift here as soon as they come in. They're supposed to be in a couple more days, and as soon as they do, I'm going to put them in a box and send them over to you, to your grandma, and she can disperse it. And they're pretty nice. They're pretty nice. Anybody else who has their kids wants one, you know, all you got to do is send me your address. I told you that. We also have Patriot Boog Boogaloo and Boogaroo, who, man, I'm telling you, they are just growing and growing, and just can't wait to get the ones that need it. And, you know, guys, I asked you a while back to pray for a little baby. The baby was 1.2 pounds when it was born. And I prayed almost every day. There might have been 1 or 2 days I might have missed. But I always pray for every kid. So in a way, even if I don't mention the baby by you know, actually mention it, you know, still the fact remains that they know who I'm talking about. And I just got an update yesterday on Facebook that the baby is now up to 6.5 pounds and real close to getting ready to go home. And, you know, I've known this baby's grandmother since the day she was born. I mean, I've known that they've been, even though my cousin never married her mom, and even though it wasn't even his child, he raised her as his child, and that's all they ever thought of him. But I've known him my whole life, and, you know, it was about a year ago, a little over a year ago, that I went through the same thing. Not that my little granddaughter was that tiny, but she was rushed to the hospital less than 12 hours after she was born, and she was in Chicago Hospital. So I know the emotions that's running through these people. And all I'll say is just thank God every day when he saves them and he gives them the chance. And I'm telling you, this little baby is anything like my little granddaughter. You would have never known she was anything wrong with her the way she is now. She's into everything. And me and her got this little game we play. Whenever I walk into a room, she'll yell at me. She'll go, ah! And then I got to yell back at her. And she'll go, Ma, Ma. She won't. She said it once. She said, Grandpa once, Grampy once, or whatever. And my daughter-in-law will never admit to it, but that's my story. I heard her, and I'm sticking to it. But, you know, Patriot, super gymnast. She'll be 10 years old on March 10th, her golden birthday. And Mommy, my daughter, took her over and got her 10-year-old pictures taken today. And where did the years go? Where did they go? I mean, like the song, where did all the flowers go? You know, it just, It's like you blink and she's all grown up. She had her daddy-daughter dance, and I am going to post a picture of the daddy-daughter dance on the way she looked. I'm hoping to put the picture. Well, if you go on Facebook, you'll see it. There was 3 pictures of what she looked like for when she was in preschool for her very first one, and then 3 pictures now. And what a beautiful, amazing little girl. Patriot 7. He's finally starting to feel better, and he's a boy. I mean, he missed 4 days of school, and then he was off today for President's Day. And all he wanted to do was go outside and play, but that's what kids want. I couldn't even say when he was at my house earlier, because he was with his mom and my 2 granddaughters. They were there coming back from getting the pictures taken. And I couldn't even say no not to go outside, because that kid loves it outdoors. And for some reason, yeah, and then I remember it too, it's never too cold when you're that age. It don't matter how cold it is. You want to be outside. You want to be playing. You don't want to be cooped up in a house. Patriot, Small Hank, I didn't really get a chance to associate with him much today, because it was funny, because he got off Lincoln's birthday last Monday. Well, today is President's Day, so they didn't get off. And they was the only school in the area that didn't get off. Every other school was off, but they was the only school in the area that was off on Lincoln's. Myself, personally, living in Illinois, I think they should get off Lincoln and not President's Day.
They should get off both.
As Ron said, they should get off both, because, I mean, what the heck, the way they can do things. But anyway, he had to go get his hair cut tonight, so I'll see him tomorrow. Patriot, Monkey, there's no words for her. There really isn't. The things that she does, I went yesterday to the basketball games of 2 of my grandkids, and she was there, and I don't get to babysit her this week until Wednesday, because today was my day, and I just don't get to watch her till Wednesday, and she was not happy. Even though she gets to go to Aunt Susie's tomorrow, she says, I love Aunt Susie, but I want my grandpa to watch me Tuesday. But she understands I'll be there Wednesday and Friday, so we're okay. Patriot little Kira, I've already mentioned her. She's unbelievable. As all kids are, and it's covering all of the kids in that. I can only hope and pray that, God, you look after each and every one of them. 100% of them, the tunnels, all the things that's done, and this and that. And boy, are we going to talk about some things tonight, guys. But that being said, I'm going to see if I can get the music on here. And first I'm going to do the pledge, and then we'll do the music, then I'll come back and we'll get into the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills see. Across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt this land. God bless the USA. God bless this country. And I'm proud to be an American. At least I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
Yes, yes, yes. God bless the USA. And you know, tonight's show, with what I'm going to start off with,
there's a secret hack
the
to get all your
the
favorite TV channels
song,
for free legally. Would you do it?
the song couldn't have came at a better time. God bless the USA. You know, make America great again. That's one of the Hat's favorite saying. And America is great already. What we have to do is take the great country back from the bad people. And it's time we do that. It's time to forget all the stuff. And a perfect example is just before the show, I run over to the gas station. I'm inside the building and I'm talking to a young man that's working there, very nice young man. It's a Casey's gas station, and all of a sudden this guy comes in, big guy, loud mouth. And he started to literally take this young man apart because of the price of gas. Like, wow, this young man who's like 21, 22, 23 years old, it's his fault that the prices of gas is so high. No, it's the idiots that let the stupidity of a sleepy man run the country. We had a jet guy in there running the country that was giving us gas, letting us get gas for under $2 a gallon. And even there, I say it's way too much. People do not need to become quadrillionaires, trillionaires, just off of us. And I really believe the guy that will be running the country soon again will change all that. You know, I seen a picture of him today, a picture of him standing next to Mike Tyson. And anybody knows boxing knows Mike Tyson hit as hard as anybody who ever boxed in the Professional Boxing Association. And the words on it says, here's a man who had maybe the hardest punch ever. He could hit and, you know, just bragging this guy up. And then he says, then you also have Mike Tyson. So they was talking about the hat all along. And it was so great. But anyway, I want to go back to this gentleman coming in and I finally says, excuse me, sir. Yes, you're big and you could whoop my butt all you want. I said, and if you feel compelled to hit a 70-year-old guy, I hope you don't, because it's going to hurt. But take it out on me and not on these young guys here. By that time, the other guy had come out from the back and was asking what the problem was. I said, we got a jerk here that's, you know. And I said, you know, sir, the way you're yelling, the way you're screaming, Why don't you use that for good instead of bad? Because these guys can't do nothing. Why don't you get on YouTube? Why don't you start a channel? And why don't you start talking to people? Because, you can start off with just sending a video to 3 or 4 people and it can turn into thousands. And you can help people by showing them you care instead of flexing your muscle. You can talk about everything. I said, I'm assuming you had a rough day at work. He said, I had a very rough day. So you're coming here to take it out on these young boys. I said, that don't seem fair. I said, what do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? And he said, I'm a mechanic. I said, oh, so you even had to spend some money to get a job. You spent the money because you knew what you wanted to do in life. So you could go find a place that would hire you, or you started your own business. So you could work 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And they could tax you. They tax you to go to work. I think the only thing they haven't taxed us on yet is when we lay in bed and sleep, or we fall asleep on the couch. And I'm sure that the Congress that we have, that the people we have, is trying to figure out some way how to do that. But they know they can't do it because we have a guy running the country now that he's been asleep since he started running the country. And he says, well, you ought to practice what you preach. And I said, I do, sir. 3 nights a week and whenever they need me. I got a group of people that I started off with 12 people that I sent videos to when the very first one I made almost 3 years ago, the 5th of next month. I said it had grown to almost 20,000 and it went down, and now we're growing it back up. We're almost at 2,100. So I said, I practice what I preach. And evidently I did some good, because this gentleman looked at me and he says, I don't think I can do what you did, go on and start a channel, but I can start trying to talk to people. I said, that's what we got to have, because it's people like you, sir, that you want to yell and scream and don't want to do anything. We got to open eyes. We're ready to go. If we open eyes of people and they know what's going on out there, if you knew what was going on with the children, if you knew what was going on in Hollywood, if you knew what's going on in your government, it's all going to change. And you have the right to be part of it. So playing that song tonight, I'm proud to be an American. I damn well am proud to be an American. And excuse me, kids, but a dam is just a flowing water. But also, now I want to get off of this gentleman. I want to talk about a hero. We have a lady in our group, and I hope she doesn't get mad at me. Her name is Linda. I've talked to you guys about Linda a lot. She sends me a lot. I'm able to unload on her, and she unloads on me, and she told me about her son. And I'm not going to go into the detail of why she started about her son, but her son is a hero because he went into the military, didn't have to go in, and he volunteered to go to Iraq. That's a hero, someone who will volunteer to go in to the zone where you might not come out the same way you went in, and he didn't. But he didn't let it slow him down. He still gets up and goes to work every day. And it's people like Linda's son that makes me proud to sit here in front of you guys tonight and call myself and say, I'm proud to be an American. Because it's people like that we have to look up to. I have 2 brothers, Patriot6, Ron. He went to the military. He never wanted to go, but he did. He served his country. He went to one country and they kicked him out. So he had to go to another one. Most people, when you're in for 2 years, you get drafted back then. You're in for 2 years, you get 2 or 3 furloughs to come home. He got to come home once on a weekend that he was told not to leave and come home. Just go into town and unwind because they were shipping out on Monday. He was able to sneak home, and that's the only time we got to see him. That's commitment, that he never saw his family for 2 years. His mother cried. I know because I was with her. She cried almost every day. She wrote him letters every day. What makes matters worse is shortly after Ron goes in, Patriot4, my brother Russ goes in, and he ends up right after the new year was supposed to be a festivity time. He was able to make it home for Christmas, and on New Year's Day, we had to take him to O'Hare so he could fly out and go to Vietnam. A place we shouldn't have been, a place that they get no respect. All them young boys and young girls that went there and defended us and made them bushes rich. I hope they rot. I hope they rot. 2 families that I know of. My best friend at the time, Johnny Phillips, lost his brother, who also, on his last trip home, got his girlfriend, his fiancée, pregnant, and he never got to see his daughter. Dick Dixon, a very good friend of a couple cousins of ours, lost his life. Why? Because they was true Americans and they went to defend us, to keep them from coming to us. So if you live in the United States, be proud to be an American. Sing that song with pride. I got grandkids right now that you've seen pictures of the birthday party. They was all decked out in their red, white, and blue. Billy, she made a comment on one with me and my grandson, Small Hank. Yep. Grandpa and Papa went out and bought them new shirts so they could have, and new dresses. So I don't care if I don't have money. If the money comes through, the money comes through. If it don't, I just want to be able to do things. When I go fill up my gas tank or go put gas in, I want to be able to fill my tank up. When you can't afford, when your tank will only hold 12 gallons and your light is on and you can't afford to fill it up because it's, I got this card that if I go to this one gas station, I get 10 cents a gallon off. And I pull in there the other night and it's $3.59. And I kept waiting for it to change, for it to change, for it to change. It did. It went to $3.69. The $3.59 was what I had to pay. $3.50. I was only going to put $10 in. I says, that might not get me home. Guys, we are there. We I just had to share them stories. And, the story with the gentleman in the gas station blended in perfect with the song and to blend in perfect with Linda's son. And Linda, I really hope and pray that you don't get mad at me for talking about your son, because I should have got permission. But when you sent me that story today, I feel people need to know. People need to know. Now, what's going on in our world? Wow. That's a good question. That's a real good question. Gene Decode isn't Gene Decode. You know that? He's bad. I watched a video last night, and this guy was talking really bad about Gene. I don't know if he's good or bad. The truth of it is, I can tell you one person, well, two, that I know is good. And that's myself and my brother Ron. We are true patriots, and I know all of you guys here are. Thank you, Linda. It's funny because in talking to that gentleman in the gas station, a part that I left out, I said, sir, if you decide to go out and really become a patriot, you're going to get people in your family that's not going to talk to you. He goes, oh, HE with some couple toothpicks. He says, Mr. Anderson, I'm thinking, wow, I guess when you turn 70, you become Mr. all of a sudden. It's better than being called some of the things people have called me. I said, sir, the whole thing of it is, the more you learn about patriotism, the more you learn about what's going on. Why are we allowing this to happen? We have over 1 billion of people in the United States of America alone. How many billions of people in the world? How many people actually work for governments all over the world, and we're allowing them to dictate the whole world? And now all of a sudden we're hearing this stuff about this one country that we broke away from in the 1770s, who got us back under their, you know what? And now all of a sudden we know what's going on there, but that's all you read about now is these people. I even read something the other day about Meghan Markle. Are you kidding me? They got her being the next queen. I don't think so. Well, let's go to Hawaii. Now, I always wanted to go to Hawaii. And you know, I'm probably going to fulfill that dream. But if I go, a big part of it's going to be because I'm going to go there with some money to help them rebuild what they lost. Now, there's rumors that a certain lady just happened to call the guy that used to be president, Mr. Obama. And she said, hey, dude, you want to hang out with me on Valentine's Day? Now, you guys have got to see the video and know what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm sure on that one there, I got a few laughs if you really know what I'm talking about. If you don't, email me and I'll explain to you, or I'll try to get the video to you. Get it up on Telegram. Guys, I'm going to ask you tonight, with everything that's going on, everybody needs to join our Telegram channel. Not because I want big numbers. I could care less. You guys see me. I don't care about numbers. I don't care about the money. You know, I watched a guy today that I like. I like him. And he literally sat there and read an advertisement. And he read it for almost 2 minutes about this product that's going to make you so much younger looking. For goodness gracious, dude, the beds are going to make us look much younger. They're going to put us much younger. Jame, but anything on some of these people to make a buck. If I seem a little bit rowdy tonight, remember it's Monday. I didn't get to talk much over the weekend. But it's just, you know, when I watched this video last night, this gentleman cutting down Gene Decode. I don't know Gene Decode. I know I've listened to a lot of his stuff and I like what I hear. But now all of a sudden, according to this guy, and he's got the proof and he's got this, and he got on Gene because Gene mispronounced the guy's name. He called him a different first name than the guy was. And I mean, he just labored on that. I'm telling you, if he was actually getting a labor pain as much as he worried about that, he would have not given birth to that baby last night. Oh my goodness, he just kept going and going. And all the while I'm listening, it's 36 minutes long, the video is. And all the while I'm listening to that, I kept thinking, it's a voice. I recognize. And then just as it's ending, I think to myself, oh. And I don't know who it was. I really don't. But the voice that I thought I understood it to be, and I don't know if it was, I'm going to mention the name. I'm not cutting the man down. I'm just going to mention the name. It sounded like Phil Gugalowski or Gugalowski or whatever his name is. And we all know he knows it all. And if you don't believe me that he knows it all, you ask him because he will tell you. He knows it all and he has everything on it. There's other people out there they've got all the truthers, addresses and ISP numbers. And well, you do know that it's kind of illegal to go looking and trying to get all this information, young lady. Just warning you. You might want to not back off. You know, she has good information, this young lady does. But what is happening, guys? All of a sudden, Gene Decode's no good. I've heard 2 women now in the last week and a half say that they're the only true truthers. They're the only ones telling the truth. All of us are in it to win it. Huh? Yeah, right. There is so much going on out there. But what have we been told? I try not to get excited, but I try to come on here excited to get you guys to listen because we have been told, we have been told, we have been told time and time again. All of these times, we're going to have false flag after false flag. Do I get upset when they, when I'm talking to this gentleman in a gas station, he said, "Sir, how do you know your information is better than what I know?" I said, "I don't." He said, "But you can't research that much." I said, "I don't, but I got a team that does." And when you have a team that loves you, when you have a team that loves to do this, guys, I stay up late. And even when I finally go to bed, they're still going. They're still. I went to bed last night at 2:30 and my phone goes ding. I looked and someone put a video up. You got to watch video. So I did. Every day, Patriot 6 and Mike and Diane, they send stuff every day. Mary Ann, me and her talk usually every day. She didn't talk to me today, but she will. But we talk at least every Tuesday and Thursday because that's Bruce Day. And Bruce does the best he can for what he can do. Guys, if you're a man, you know how to pull your pants up one leg at a time. Because if you ever try to jump into a pair of pants both legs at a time, you're going to fall down. So that's all we can do. When someone comes to us with information, I'm gonna give you a quick illustration on Facebook. Where they have at the top of your page where they have them stories to be told, and I put a lot of pictures up of my birthday. I put the picture of Grandma Bo and Ron and myself and Myrna and Diane at my party, and then with my grandkids and Greg Terrell and with my brother Russ and Ron, and because they were the 4G&B, the factory workers, and put a lot of stuff up there. But up there was also rest in peace, Mark Harmon. I had just read yesterday that Mark Harmon was going to come back on his TV show just so they can spin off into another show. And I'm thinking, so I went and I Googled and I went to that DuckDuckGo and also went there. And I Googled and I DuckDuckGo Mark Harmon in both of them. And in both of them it said the supposed death of Mark Harmon is false. He's alive and well and very, very happy. I think he might have been on a bed because that man just doesn't age. Oh, there was something else I really wanted to talk about, and it just went right across my head. Oh, okay. Oh, it was Billy that she, here's a couple of the pictures, guys. And naturally, every time I try to show you a picture, there's a couple of them I got up there. I'm trying to bide time because there was something I really wanted to talk about. But one thing I do want to mention here before I really start, going into some stuff that was sent to me and that. And I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. 156 people. Thank you, Myrna. That's my Telegram link. Guys, I'm just having one of those nights if I don't get right out with it. It's not about how many we have. It's not about, there's people out there probably laughing at our show because of what it is now. And I'm not picking on Mark. He has a lot of followers. And I'm telling you, he made a lot of money today. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I used to let it bother me. These people was taking money. And then I remembered, I seen a video of the hat. And in the video of the hat, he says, anybody who takes money for their own personal use from their followers, from advertising or whatever, and they make more or less a living off of it, will be dealt with when this is all over. Hello, Russ. Is that my brother, Russ? I don't think so. Oh, my goodness. Where'd he go? Ron, Clayton Moore's on. The Lone Ranger. All right. We know we're big time now when the Lone Ranger comes and sees us. Because he's, oh, I was going to say faster than a speeding bullet, but that's Superman. That's another one, too. Superman in the movie lost to Batman. Unless Batman had kryptonite, he can't beat Superman. My kids are, oh, Batman is better. Bull crap. Superman is the man. That's why he's got super. They're going to be calling the hat Super Duper. And I know, guys, we're all mad at him. I am. Oh, some of the things I have, conversations I have with myself about him. But we have to remember, he's only a man. Okay, well, it's good. We like Goofy here, because I sure am. Underdog. Oh, you guys are in it tonight. What's my favorite color? Oh, no, you're asking Jason. Mine is red. Oh, guys, you got to wait and see. I'll try to wear it tomorrow night. You know what? I got to show it to you. Ron, you got your hat over there? It's still in the bag? Never mind. I'll wear it Wednesday night. Got a new hat. Got all these pretty things on it. But it says USA. Hold on a second. I won't take it out of there. Look at this hat. So, tomorrow night's Bruce. I can't wait. I don't think we got many Bruces left, guys. I really don't, and I know there's going to be some negative Nellies that they're going to say, Patriot 5, you say that all the shows. And you know what? I will say it every show because I believe it. See, I've been in this journey a lot longer than a lot of people. What is my favorite song? Oh, I like Buddy Holly. I like Elvis Presley. But Bye Bye American Pie. That's the song that me and my daughter danced to at her wedding. And it's got a special meaning for me. I mean, if you actually talk, I mean, there's no way I could actually pick out a favorite song because I love music. And I mean, I blare it. I love summertime when I can get a boombox out there and just blare. Then I found out last year, I can sit on my porch, put the screen in my dining room window, and just tell, what's that lady that you talk to? Alexa. I'll say, Alexa, play all the greatest hits of the 50s and late 50s, from 50, like 6 or 7 on. Play all of them songs into the 60s. And then, and I said, and turn the volume up as loud as you can. And I'm sitting out there in my lounge chair, just listening to that. And I do that when my son is not home.
Dean Martin.
Huh?
Dean.
Yeah, as Ron said, sometimes you get Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra. But you also get Doris Day and Now I Shout It from the Highest Hill. See, I found something out about that song. That song was recorded and made the #1 hit songs in the year 1954 in February. The year I was born, me and Doris Day hooked up already. Guys, let's see what we got to talk about. Let's see. Diane sent a video. You know, I can't play it. Okay. President's Day on Monday, mission in Red Sea begins. Red Sea moment. Long weekend in U.S. Tuesday. Tuesday start. Every way you look at it, Protocol 20, Phase Q, prepare for 0 day. Assange release Tuesday, or ASSANGE release Tuesday, 221, 222, 11.3, and 11.4. Daniel 221 and 222. Watch the Red Sea, planes and trains, Pacific International Shipping, Sunday, Monday. Type 7 trumpets, 7 presidential messages, 7 kingdoms in channel. Could use March 4 as an inauguration, 19th president, so he can wipe your debts ideas of March. Okay. Then let's see what we got. Let's see here. This one might be too small for me to read. Oh, this is, yeah, this is pretty good. I'll read some of it. And maybe I will. I'm not coming up. Okay, 219. This is Iraq Dinar Guru. Opinions 219. 2024. Intel Guru, Frank 26. If you take one of the new lower Iraq dinar notes and you hold it to the light, you'll be able to see the safety features. The American dollar has about a dozen makers. The new lower Iraq dinar has over 20 makers. The state of the technology of security for toilet paper's value, no, that alone is an important aspect for you to understand. 219 Intel Guru Mark Z. We're hearing we have receipts on currency Mark Z. I was told since it has gone for so long, there is needing receipts to exchange unless you have an enormous amount of currency. If you have a large, obscene amount like 100 million in dinar or something like that, it would be best if you have receipts. News militiaman article, quote, Iraq will return being strong economic. If you guys, I can't read this because it's in very, very small print and I'm having to scroll over and that, so we'll move on to something else. Wolverine says it's an option to do humanitarian projects. Look after family first. And he did. He said it will be an option. Just because you have Zim does not mean you have to do a humanitarian project. You're going to get your money for the Zim. This is what I've been told from when I first purchased it. So you're going to get your money. You're going to get a little more if you do a project. But depending on how much you have, depending on how much you have, it isn't going to matter because there's going to be, you want to make sure, and this is what I really say. You want to make sure that when you get it, the money, you keep it safe, you keep quiet. Okay. Thank you, Jana. Jana just requested me as a friend on, and then a picture pops up. But anyway, what I was saying about the humanitarian projects, it's totally up to you. They're going to have a long list, and I shared that list. I don't know where it's at now, but they put a list out a little while back. It's pretty much, in their terms, the same thing we're talking about. Another thing with humanitarian projects, if you don't really want to work them, but you're going to have the money, you can say, well, I'm going to talk to Patriot 5 and Patriot 6 and donate some of the money to them to work the projects. And even though myself personally, I don't want to work them, you'll be part of the team. And you may not want to work them now, but you want. But the main thing is take care of your family, friends, loved ones first. I was talking to the young man today at the gas station before I had the little incident with the other gentleman. And in talking to him, I says to him, I says, you seem to know a lot about what's going on. He says, well, what do you know about the revaluation? I said, oh, you do know a lot. He said, I thought about getting some currency. I said, well, it's not too late. He said, what should I buy? I said, whatever. I said, how much you want to spend? And he told me, I said, I'd pick up some dong. He goes, okay. He says, do you think that's going to be the highest paid? I said, what you say you're willing to pay, and you got a couple friends that want to go in with you, you're going to be able to get enough that you're going to live comfortably, even if they only give you $1 for each one. And my personal opinion, you're going to get much more than $1 for each one. And he says, you seem like you know a little bit about that. And I said, oh, yeah. 14, 15, 16 years will get you to know a little bit about it. But, I don't have much dinar, me and Ron. We have, some millions in dong, but we have a lot in others. We have 12 different currencies. And when I told him that, he goes, are you kidding me? Well, I could kind of mention to him in the ballpark some of the ones we have and how much we have of them. After I asked him to leave his cell phone there and help me get a pop back in the back. And when we walked back to back, he said, you've already got your pop. I said, I can't say this thing. I don't trust him even now. All I'm saying is, when they're saying you have to have your receipts, that scared me. But yesterday I sat down with Ron and I said, Ron, we got the receipts. We might miss a few, but I'll tell you what, if they don't cash them in there, you'll just take them to a regular bank, because the ones you got the receipts for, they got to cash them in. And the ones I got the receipts for, I got a lot. And I'm not bragging, guys. It's just that I give up a lot. I give up going out to eat. Well, not really giving up going out to eat. I give going out and paying when I went out to eat. I would always go on someone else's dime. But I give up going out drinking. I give up buying beer for the house. And as I just said, Jana just sent me a friend's request to Facebook, and I've accepted already. And I look forward to going and having a few beers with Jana someday, and sitting down and talking, discussing, getting to know each other, getting to meet her grandkids, as I do each and every one of you here. I look forward to that. As long as you guys are buying. No, I'm just joking. You can ask Myrna and Diane. I love to party, and I don't put on a show here. They seen how I went, and I went so strong that day at the party. My daughter didn't even call me the next day and tell me my grandkids were playing basketball because she thought I needed to rest. It really upset my grandkids that she didn't call, and they kind of read her the riot act. But I didn't need to rest. I just need to get the soreness gone because, man, I was moving and I was dancing and I was, well, what I call dancing. I mean, if you seen me dances, if any videos got out, wasn't me. But then again, I got, just like every woman in my life, I got Diane out on the dance floor and she deserted me. Boom. I thought, well, here we go again. But anyway, Wolvie is very, very adamant about take care of family, friends, loved ones. There's going to be people that you're going to meet. I told this young man at the gas station today, I said, even if you don't get any, you're my friend and you'll be taken care of. So we'll see if there's anything else. Mark Z, I have a couple of bond people that are expecting an update early Tuesday. They're expecting 1%. Mark Z 21924. The bonds people are taking longer because it's so much money. So they have to actually get these bonds people lined up. They can't do certain things like, who was it? Was it Wolverine or someone else that I was watching and listening to today? They made this statement that once the bond people, we're talking these big bonds, once they're done, tier 4A, 4B, 5A, man, we'll go like that. Because now, from what I'm hearing, they want this all done before the end of the month. You know, I just want to see something. I want to see something, you know. I could be complaining. I could be doing things because, see, this month, I was supposed to get paid on the 14th, my Social Security. I didn't get it. I was on the phone with them, and believe it or not, they told me there was a mistake. They check into it and see what happened. They called me back on the next day, and they said, Mr. Anderson, there was a mistake. You'll have it this Wednesday. And I'm thinking, wow, all you have to do is just press a button and it goes into my bank account. Why can't I get paid now? But see, you have to understand when you're a senior citizen, sometimes that's the only income you got coming in. You know, you gotta take care of everything. Let's see what else we got here. This is Big N, Big G highlights, fun facts on currency, bonds, Zim, dinar, and Dong, Vietnam. The first known bond in history dates from CIRCA 2400 BC in NIPUR, and I have no idea what this word is, MESOPOTAMIA, ironically, modern day Iraq. It guaranteed the payment of grain by the principal, the surety of guaranteed reimbursement if the principal failed to make payment. Corn was the currency of that period. The first bond to activate the RV, the GCR, will also be from Iraq. The correct name is historical assets, which is historical bonds, simply means old bonds, which are in fact old currency notes / bills. Historical bonds are collector's items where the owners knows it would become valuable in the future. There are all sorts of historic bonds. In fact, more than 150. Some are rare, some are valuable, whilst others not so valuable. And there are some command very high pricing: collectors, traders, sellers, and buyers. A bond is a promissory note issued by a government and can legally not be refused. Historical bonds are tricky to work with. Each case, the type of bond is decided by the merits and authenticity of the bonds themselves. On-hand bonds are bonds that you have in your possession. A bond is payable in any form of money is a legal tender within the country of issue. The GCR includes the redemption of several currencies issued by nations with the tremendous value of human resources. The Vietnamese dong, because of natural mineral and energy resources, Iraq dinar for some same reasons, and Zimbabwe zim and zimbonds because it is either the first or second most resource rich nation, depending upon the statistical source, on the continent of Africa. Thus, the historical bond payment amounts is based on the acceptance of these assets and based on established redemption rates. This makes the Zim bonds ultra valuable due to the Zimbabwe resources. The historical bond redemption program is an opportunity to redeem certain types of gold-backed historical government bonds. The redemption program is backed by the treasury of a major country that will determine, one, which bond types will be redeemed, two, the order and timing of each bond type will be called, three, the redemption price that will be paid, four, the redemption procedures that will apply. Do you now understand that the richest bank in the world is the Royal Bank of Zimbabwe? Do you understand why Zimbabwe is going gold back with their currency? Do you understand that it is impossible to pay the Zim bonds out before now, that the country had to go gold back first? There you go. I like that. Let's see what else we have here. I didn't realize it was getting so late in the show. Okay, we did that. Here's something that was sent over to me. I think Ron sent this. If we last till March, it will be a miracle. It's going to be a quick lightning moment. Mr. C, January 26, 2024. Intel, this is supposed to be by Texas Snake. I gotta pull it up. Okay. RV highlights Truth Warriors yesterday at 7:57 p.m. Silence is good. That means that more bondholders are under NDAs and have heard that their process is much more intensive because of the value of bonds. Heard that they must provide signatures and fingerprints. Takes time and get together all of these together. Also, the bond groups is almost finished. Tier 4B group will go fast since we won't have any requirements. We only will have an exchange of currency. Everything must go through the proper process, so they are lawful transaction by the books. Okay, go back. Well, alert, we have 35 billion of their Iraq dinar money right now sitting in an account, and I think they will agree to pay. That comes from the hat. Texas Snake. Well, the banker is very hopeful that no more snags develop this upcoming week, and the staff can begin scheduling appointments, and we can completely be finished with exchanging by month's end. He will so advise ASAP as soon as he knows. Big N, Big G, Iraq Central Bank sets up a mechanism to allow electronic payments companies to apply for licenses. And then it goes on to say that you had to be involved in electronic transactions for at least 3 years. You have to know what you're doing, and so forth. Okay, I think it's about time for Judy and prayer and supper. Let's see what Judy has to say. This was compiled 19 February 2024 by Judy Bidington. To be blunt, game over. Go with God. A revolution is coming. A revolution will be peaceful if we are wise enough, compassionate if we care enough, successful if we are fortunate enough, but revolution which is coming, whether we will it or not, we can affect its character. We cannot alter its inevitability. That came from JFK. It's only wise to have at least 3 weeks of food, water, supplies. So if not only for you, you can help others if they don't. It takes nothing to join the crowd. It takes everything to stand alone. Your entire life happens within your mind. Align it with who you choose to be. Judy, no, things are getting worse. They are just becoming more. Things are not getting worse. They are just becoming more obvious. Trust the plan of the alliance. 7 kingdoms, Brazil, BOLSANARD, Russia, Putin, India, MODI, China, XI. Oh, it's telling the people. America, the Hat, North Korea, Kim, and Saudi Arabia, bin Salam. They are fighting for your freedom from the Illuminati, deep state, cabal globalists whose goal is to control your life and even end it. The show we're watching has been scripted long ago and also as we go along, but it is really people united who are in charge. You have the ability to help rewrite any script so as to make it a good ending. You are the sole creator of your mood and of your day. It's time to put energy into yourself and become the best version of you can be. Then it's got some stuff here I cannot read. In 2001, retired 4-star U.S. Army General Wesley Clark warned the United States had plans to overthrow 7 countries in 5 years. I don't understand what that's about. Also, I don't know if you guys saw it, but supposedly no trucks, no semis, no loading and unloading is going into New York right now. Stock market shut down, not crash event. This protects the recovery of retirement accounts being mirrored on the QFS in real time. Simultaneously, emergency notice alert. There are 3 WHMA stations that will send out signals. 3 plus 10 days home lockdown. Martial law, which includes 10 days of daily 3 to 8 hour viewings segments, 24 hours per day, drastic updates, important info on the upcoming Big N, Big G, and redemption centers for everyone 24 years plus old. See, that's what I've been looking for, because when Bruce has been talking, he has been starting at 40. So right there, that's what I've been looking for, the 24 plus. They don't want to do it 21, 22, 23, because a lot of kids might still be in college and haven't earned really anything. But I mean, if you can make it to 21, 22, 23, you're going to have someone in your life that's going to be taking and helping you. After 13 days, further instruction will be sent out via WFB text messages to call 800 numbers. You will global currency reset. Rumor was that the GCR would go around the same time as activation of the emergency broadcast system. Mark Z, I've already told you about him. Bruce, we talked about him. Pretty much that's it. The Chinese elders released Dubai 1 funds into paymasters accounts for tier 1 different countries' governments that were liquid and being paid out. Dubai 2 funds in tiers 2, 3, and 4 A and B groups were released Sunday, February 4th. I like that day. That's what a day I was really hoping I'd go. 3 wells broke their NDAs and started talking. Their accounts were frozen after 30 years of waiting. Please be careful, everyone. Sunday, February 4th, the Admiral Group was paid. Saturday, 10 February, BRICS countries were informed of their new currency rates, and Tier 4B funds were liquid. Monday, 12 February, liquidity began. Guys, that's pretty much it. Wow. I didn't realize I was on this long. 137 people still with me. I want to thank everybody for being part of Patriot 5 and Patriot 6 group, for coming on here. It means the world to Ron and me. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow night, because if we're back, it means we got some great news. If not, I'm sure we'll get Bruce and he'll tell us everything that's going to happen. And I don't know what it is, guys. I don't know if it's just wanting it or if I really believe it. But I'm going to say right now, I really believe that by this time next Tuesday night, 1 week, I really believe we will have our 800 numbers. I really believe that Big N and the Big G, I believe the projects that Bruce talks about, the M&M, I believe the gold back standard. I believe we're going to see so much in this next 7 days, and we can only hope and pray. Keep your vibrations up, because that's one way to do it. That's one way to do it. If you start to get down in the dumps, contact someone. Just say, do something to make me laugh. Do something. Talk to me. Guys, that's why I'm telling you to come into our groups. Come into our messenger groups. Come in to our Telegram group, and the other one that they say is the only one we're going to be able to talk to. What is that, Ronnie? Signal. Come into our Signal group. Guys, hey, there's Curly. I don't know if I said hi to you. Richard is here. Myrna, good to see you. I already talked to you. Ann is here. Guys, if I didn't mention your name tonight, I had a lot to talk about. As you can tell, I went an hour and 7. And, for each and every one of you, you can continue to talk. I'm going to say a short prayer, and then I'm going to go get something to eat. But I don't know how much more I can say than I really believe we're close. I know I say it a lot, but I've got this in my heart right now that we're going. So much so, I am getting everything lined up. I am probably the world's worst penmanship. If I could get Ron to write everything out, everything would be good, because I could just write the currencies we've got and how much we've got. But man, when I did it, it looked like chicken scratch on top of the chicken's dumps. So what I did is I put together everything, and I sent it to my daughter, and she's running copies. So I'm going to have that professional. I got my books professional. I got my currency. When I say mine, it's mine, Ron, is in Russ's. We got all of our current. We got everything ready, guys. There's got to be a reason that I decided to get all that done this weekend. So I want to thank everybody for coming out.
Receipts.
Huh? And we got our receipts, as Ron says. Dear Lord, as we come to the end of tonight's show, I want to thank you for bringing such an amazing group of people on. Lord, I want to thank you for looking after that little child, the friend of ours that's went from 1.5 pounds to 6.5 pounds, and will be going home soon. Lord, the power of prayer and the believing in you and your Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ, means the world to all of us. We can only ask you to look after all the children, all the people here, and anyone who needs your help, Lord. Look after them. Keep them strong, because we're about ready to bring your world to where you want it, heaven on earth. And we pray to you, Lord, through our Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Good night, everyone.
Oh,